I am Lance Commander Bard Solomon, and I'll be your instructor today. Specifically, I am here to instruct all you rookies out there in the fine art of not sucking in a battle mech. I've started this tutorial at the point of the game in which your character has completed your basic training missions and has acquired their own mercenary company ID. As you can see, my company name is Bard's Bazaar, and you are currently, as of yet, not ready to roll with us. But if you've made it this far on your own, you've at least demonstrated some ability to pilot your mech and direct its weapons in the general direction of the enemy. I can work with that. In fact, I can assure you, if you grasp the concepts put forth in these training videos, you too will become a skilled Mechwarrior and emerge victorious in spite of overwhelming odds and seemingly useless AI-controlled teammates. I believe in you. But that's enough pep talk for now. I'm your course instructor, not your cheerleader, and don't forget it. So let's go straight to lesson number 1, know your battle mechs. Half the battle is won in the mech bay, the other half is on the field. Do not expect to beat superior forces or experienced pilots with standard issue battle mech loadouts. Observe here Exhibit A, our Centurion, which has previously been beat to hell. Center torso is medium rare, bordering on raw, and one solid shot to the middle will cause its reactor core to go critical. For you true newbies out there, that means you, the pilot, will most likely perish if you take this mech into battle. General repair won't be enough here. We need to go in and customize a little deeper. So let's open Mech Lab. One of our medium lasers took critical damage, but yellow shading means it can be repaired. Let's view some more details so we can see what kind of armor it has. First step, repair all. This will quickly fix any weapons and armor that can be fixed and start us off with a fresh mech chassis. This stock loadout's not bad, but standard issue will not suffice. We can make improvements simply by anticipating battlefield conditions. Strip mech removes everything but the armor. Armor is more important than anything in most battle mechs. Don't forget you can still stomp tanks and destroy enemy bases without one single weapon on your mech. Know what you can do without armor? You can explode! So we max armor first and then tweak from there. The chance of headshots is pretty slim, so I'm not scared to strip 10 points off the cockpit. That only leaves 4 points left to round out 27 tons, and I need the legs strong enough to store some ammo in, so I'll strip a little armor off the shield arm. Now we don't really need all this armor on the back, but I do plan to give this mech to AI-controlled teammates later on, and they tend to be a bit survival impaired in the early levels. So some extra armor can help while they level up a little bit. Not many choices for weapons right now, just a AC-10 autocannon, a 10-tube salvo of long-range missiles, and 2 medium lasers. I'll store the AC ammo in the right leg, since if this mech is piloted properly, the left side will be turned toward the enemy whenever possible, so that AC-10 can be protected. A ton of LRM ammo will go in the right torso, and that's enough to fire missiles 44 times. That's plenty for now, and don't forget, ammo explosions can take you down easy, so don't go bringing any more than you need. Speaking of ammo explosions, maybe you asked yourself, why, oh why, put that heat sink there instead of anywhere else on the mech? I'm so glad you asked, oh pillar of inquiry. Keep in mind, once your armor takes a beating, the mech's internal components become exposed. That means the wiring, the hydraulic lines, the more delicate weapon components, and any ammunition you may be carrying in that component. When the armor is stripped, it's only a matter of time before a critical hit takes something out. So in the event of a critical hit, what would you rather? A 100% chance of your unused missiles exploding a few feet from your comfy cockpit rumble seat? Or a 50-50 chance of losing a cheap single heatsink instead? I thought so. See? I knew you were smart. Now everything looks pretty good. Might tweak the mech later on, but for now we've sacrificed minus 0.1 heat cooldown for another 64 points of armor and didn't have to lose any attack damage in the process. Our Centurion is now a lot tougher. Last step is to tweak the weapon groups so they're easier to use on the field. You'll have to find what works for you, but I use a gaming mouse with a bunch of thumb buttons for my controls, so groups 1 and 2 are usually left and right clicks respectively, and the rest of the groups are assigned to those thumb buttons so I can keep some consistency between them in different battle mechs. There. Done. Start work with the bottom right button, and in 1 month of in-game time, this mech will be ready to use. I've already tweaked my javelin so we can get straight to the action for now. The mech bay work is done. Long story short, 4 medium lasers can overheat pretty quick, so I stripped a few tons off the rear torsos and heads so I could bring along some extra heat sinks and shoot more often. Stripping the cockpit armor below 20 can be risky in some mechs. But if you ask me, anyone that can actually headshot a javelin while it's running full speed and twisting its torso around has damn well earned the satisfaction of watching the fireworks it provides. I also like to paint my mechs in such a way as to distract the enemy from shooting at the parts I don't want shot. In the case of the javelin, I've selected a pattern that draws attention to the arms while making the cockpit tough to spot in the heat of combat. I don't mind losing arms in a javelin. All the fun parts are torso mounted, just like humans. Just to be clear though, mind tricks and misdirection don't actually work on AI-controlled opponents, and tactical paint jobs are just for show. So paint your mechs however you want, and have some fun with it. Now, I've accepted a new contract, and the javelin is the only mech that's combat ready. This leaves me 20 tons below the recommended tonnage, so this might not be an easy fight. Let's see how it goes.
Attention. Prepare for battle mech departure. Warning. Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online.
I almost always begin a mission by pressing B to get a good look at the battle map. You're probably familiar with the crosshairs from basic training, but I want to take the opportunity here to remind you, Javelin only has torso-mounted weapons, so the second crosshair is not useful here. I press F as my hotkey to activate arm lock. Now we see our first enemies. I cycle through locks to see who's closest and wait to be within medium laser range of about 400 meters.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
And fun was had by all, except for those molten puddles of metal that used to call themselves tanks.
Another friendly under attack, Commander. Straight ahead.
Target destroyed.
You made it. Thank God. Pick a target and have at them. I could use the help.
Just cycling through locks here, choosing which lucky VTOL gets to perish first. Don't forget, on mechs with torso-mounted weapons, it can be tough to aim up high, so elevation can be an asset, and here we definitely have some elevation. Wendy, I can fly!
Target destroyed. Jump jet fuel low. Jump jet fuel empty.
Looks like all the VTOLs are down, so off we go to melt some tanks. Fun fact, you don't need to see an enemy to destroy it. Once you're locked on, just aim for center square and fire away. Again, no need to wait for visual. That may just give the enemy time to get off one more shot. At this time, I'm shooting a tank. But situational awareness demands that a pilot not have tunnel vision on the crosshairs. Practice keeping an eye on the minimap during combat. If I wasn't aware of what my sensors were picking up, I wouldn't have seen this unit appear out of nowhere behind me. So rather than take a shot or two in my oh-so-delicate hindquarters, I went left to take out the next tank, simultaneously facing my left arm at that surprise tank in case his next shot found me. Once my target pops, I know right where to go next. By paying attention to target info, we can know what to expect before engaging an enemy. In this case, I notice a dual SRM-10 loadout and decide against a frontal attack. Tanks might be squishy, but some can pack a punch, and a SRM-20 load to the face can ruin anyone's day. This Jenner is my new best friend. I'll follow him up the hill with the intention to use my jump jets to fly high enough I can surprise that SRM tank before he can get a good bead on me. I see the Jenner aiming left, and I'm already planning to shoot what he's shooting now. I didn't expect to see that SRM carrier on the right, though, and it took me off guard for a moment. Hell, no one's perfect. I hesitated here, but not for long, and after I finish off the Jenner's target, the SRM carrier gets singed quickly enough.
It's a hell of a lot easier clearing these bastards out with some help, Commander. Spears send you?
Yeah, said you guys needed some reinforcements.
That's an understatement. My entire lance was wiped out. They came down on us like a ton of bricks, out of nowhere. Wave after wave. Been holding them off as best I can, but I don't think I could have held out much longer.
Well, we're here now, and we've got your back.
I appreciate that. Seriously. Can't tell you how good it is to see some friendly faces.
We still need to protect this site.
Copy that, but they'll be coming back soon enough. Like I said, they attack in waves, and they haven't shown any signs of letting up.
I saw some defensive turrets. Those should help.
Yeah, I set them up when they started digging. There's a turret generator close by, up on the hill. It cycled off after the third or fourth wave hit us. It's still off at the moment. You want to try cycling it back on? I'll watch your 6.
Sure thing.
Thought I could run up this hill, but nope. Stopped dead. Just about sent me through the cockpit. Thank God for jump jets, though. I hate wasting time. There's the generator icon on my heads-up display, and getting some turrets to help out is priority number 1. Can't resist taking some shots at the VTOLs along the way, though.
Target destroyed. Jump jet fuel low. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
That one's out of range. No need to waste heat. Turrets are up, and I find myself back at this wonderful stunt ramp. I am okay with that.
Target acquired. Target destroyed. Jump jet fuel low. Jump jet fuel empty. Target destroyed. New target acquired.
Now, it's basically just an all-you-can-stomp buffet of squishy tanks for a while. So let's say we enjoy some pleasant tunes for a bit, shall we?
Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Nice shooting. There's a repair bay we can use. First, you need to cycle on the second turret generator.
Too close here to hit these VTOLs without jumping, so froggy I become. But when I land, I find myself to be the sole target of at least 3 enemy tanks, and I'm out in the open without a bit of cover. I could just turn and shoot them, but while my lasers are burning up the first one, the others would have a clear shot at my center torso. Then I'd need time to recharge the lasers before I could fire again, all the while getting shot to hell. Bard doesn't play that game, so priority number 1 has become finding a location to fight from where I don't have to worry about being focus fired by multiple enemies. That hillside looks just fine. Now I'm not attacking head-on, and I can move better from target to target. I try to multitask a bit here, hoping to stomp this tank while shooting another at the same time. It's a great move when it works, and can help you take out more than one enemy at once when you're outnumbered. I missed though, and I'll have to double back to finish him off. SRM carrier is the biggest immediate threat, so boom. Now it's just a matter of cleanup. I like using a repair bay about as much as I like skinny jeans and appletini. It offends my sense of manhood. But pride goeth before a fall, and I like paying for repairs even less. So I'll just hop on in here for a quick pedicure.
System offline.
That helped a little, but my left torso is still in peril. I'll have to keep an eye on that.
Target acquired.
I move left while attacking, so any stray fire hits my strong side instead.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Combat tip. Just because the enemy isn't showing up on sensors doesn't mean you can't know where they are. Watch your lance mates for clues on the enemy's whereabouts. Someone just missed our Jenner. The only direction that could have come from is somewhere to the right. A second later, the Jenner returns fire.
Empty.
Enemy located.
Target acquired.
Shucks, Jenner got him. Oh well, more fun to follow, as our esteemed Oracle Rihanna is announcing that enemy battle mechs are coming to join the party. A quick glance at the battle grid helps me plan my next move, while this pant load on the radio is asking us to surrender. Fat chance.
Son of a bitch. They're fielding 2 medium mechs.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Let's go get them.
Acquired.
I got lucky, that PPC didn't hurt me. But my left torso is still squishy and I don't want to give him a second chance. Now I close the distance with that hillside providing cover, and as soon as he's in range I'll target the right torso. That's where Griffins keep their valuables. Notice here I'm circling clockwise to keep my weak left torso as safe as possible. I'm also being careful to stay close so his LRMs are useless on me. When I'm not shooting, I'm facing away, so if he gets lucky and hits with the particle projector cannon, my right arm and leg are likely to take all the damage. And I'm glad I did. That hit was solid and could have hurt my torso far more than I'd like. As it stands, I'm in pretty good shape still. The Griffin, on the other hand, has an ammo explosion to deal with, as evidenced by the fireworks erupting from his right torso. That's why we store ammo in the legs, folks. Next on the agenda, time to assassinate that assassin. Sensors reveal a weak left leg, so let's aim low.
Jump jet fuel low. Jump jet fuel empty. Jump jet fuel low.
That's the last of them, Commander. Hell of a job. Spears will be impressed, as he should be. A new Merc outfit is already on its way to secure the site. Hang tight for now. I'm coming to pick you up.
Copy that.
Mission complete.
Hey, Commander.
I lost my red right hand, but it's not like I'm Hellboy, so I'll be just fine.
Before you showed up.
While I'm waiting for the mission to end, though, I want to take a moment to go over one more useful tidbit. You may have noticed in all that flying around, my mech was pretty well controlled, and I almost always landed in exactly the direction I wanted to go next. There is a trick to that, and it's all in the hotkey for center legs under torso. I have it programmed on my mouse, and you can set it however you want. But what you want to do is face your crosshairs in the direction you want to go in while you're in midair. Then before you land, press the center legs key so it spins them around to where you're facing, like so. Just don't forget to save some jump fuel to soften your landing.
Welcome aboard.
I always like to sort the salvage by value and only take the best loot to sell later, or keep it if it's useful. I scored over 700,000 in salvage and 200,000 in payout after repairs. Also scored a decent pilot to help out on future missions, and gave Fahad something to do. That arm won't take long to repair, and Freeman donated his Jenner to the cause, so we've got the makings of a decent recon lance. In the next video, I'll show you how to purchase mechs, hire pilots, and use the star map without going broke, as well as demonstrate how to work well with others when it comes to commanding your AI-controlled teammates. You will have a much higher likelihood of seeing that video if you subscribe to my channel, so please do so. Also consider, I take valuable time out of my day, several in fact, to create these videos for you. I would appreciate if you could spread the word and let others know these videos exist for the benefit of the inner sphere. Thank you in advance, people. Long days and pleasant nights.